Welcome, everyone. This is the September 22nd meeting of the Climate Smart Kingston Commission. We are going to call the meeting to order. It's 5:09 p.m. My name is Julie Noble, and I am the chair of the Climate Smart Kingston Commission and also the Parks and Recreation representative. I'm the sustainability coordinator for the city. This meeting is virtual by direction of the mayor and will be until further notice virtual. So I appreciate everyone being here in the format that you are. I ask that everyone stay muted unless you are speaking. You can raise your hand or get my attention if you'd like to speak. And we will begin with the meeting. In our meeting today, we have Commissioners Betta Broad, Melissa Iacchetta, Jessica Coonan, Kevin McAvoy, Karen Sullivan, and Cal Truman as voting members. We also have ex officio member, myself from Parks, and also Ellie Gartenstein representing the engineering department. We don't have any guests today. And we have quorum. So we will move forward to modifications to the agenda. Are there any modifications? Not seeing any. We will move forward to review and approval of the July 2021 meeting minutes. We did not have a meeting in August, so our last meeting was in July. Thank you, Kevin, for circulating those. Are there any comments, changes, or concerns with the July minutes? Okay, not hearing any. I need a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I move to accept the minutes as presented.
Aaron, can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Jess? Okay, all in favor?
Abstain because I was not present.
Okay, and Melissa? Hands up, I'm taking that as a yay, as a yes.
I don't
Okay.
think I was there either, but I was still voting to accept them.
Okay. So that's one abstention and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yays. Okay, thank you. So we will move on to old business, climate action plan. We're getting there, people. We are so close. And so an update on the timeline. We have been meeting with Cadmus regularly, my planning team. And they are drafting the climate action plan as we speak, with some input, significant amount of input from the city and from our communications office and my office. The plan right now is to complete a first draft by the end of this month and to be presenting that to the project advisory committee in October. So I plan to be hosting a project advisory committee in October, in which case the PAC will review the draft, provide comments back to myself and Cadmus, and then those comments will be discussed and incorporated as appropriate. And then a final draft, public draft, will be presented to the public in a public meeting, which right now is tentatively set for November 8th. We're tentatively setting 2 public meetings on November 8th, one at lunchtime and one at dinner time. They will both be virtual and they'll both be the same, so people can go to one or the other. And there will then be our intent is to put out the draft publicly 1 week in advance of the public meeting. So ideally, the first week in November, the draft will be available and will be available till the end of November for people to review and provide comments. And then it will be finalized before the end of the year. At that time, it will be not an official document, but it will be a completed document. And then we will be presenting it to the Common Council for adoption, which will end up being reviewed and adopted by next year's Common Council in 2022, which will be some new council members because several are changing. So that is the timeline. I will send everyone the information and make it very public when it is time for everyone to provide feedback and help with that process and engage with that process. And I'm excited about it. It's coming together. So I will be happy to see this come to a close. And this is really just the close of the climate action plan itself. From there, we intend to create an implementation plan for how we're going to get all of the actions done. And so we are looking forward to that phase as well, moving forward afterwards in 2022. So that is where Climate Action Plan 2030 is. Any questions? All right. So moving
I have a
on.
question.
Okay.
Sorry, Julie, did you mention anything about the climate advisory committee or anything to do with that? I missed it when you were saying the climate action plan would be shared in advance of the public meeting, or did you just say it would just be presented at the public meeting? I kind of missed that.
The project advisory committee is going to have a meeting in October where they're going to get an early version of it.
Okay.
And then they will provide comments as the first round of review. And then that will all be pulled together for the public version.
Okay, so I'm on the project advisory committee, right? So we'll be having a meeting in October.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, very
So-
excited. Thank you. Sorry, I've just kind of missed the explanation, but now I'm with you.
Tomorrow or Friday, I will be sending out a note to project advisory committee members to just hone in on a date in October.
Great.
All right, so moving on to refrigerants. Dan isn't here, but Ellie, did you want to talk about what you've been working on with refrigerants?
I started something, but it's not really at a place to, present it. I've kind of just been looking at other, institutions' refrigerant policies, universities and municipalities and stuff like that. And I kind of pieced together like a really, really rough outline and a really, really rough, like kind of introduction into what a refrigerant management policy would look like. But it definitely requires input from people who know more about refrigerants than I do. And I think that was Dan and Maya was working on that too. So hopefully I get more time to work on it this month and maybe we can talk about it at the next meeting. Would work if they're there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we will do that, put it on the October meeting. Great. Anyone have anything else on refrigerants? Okay, moving on to city sustainability projects. Most of the sustainability projects now sort of get covered under other topics, but I will just report on two things. One of which is a parks project that's got a very big sustainability spin to it. That if you want to see is almost done. Kingston Point got paved this week. The plants are all going in the next couple of days. The soccer field is complete, and once it gets hydro seeded tomorrow, it will be, or the next day it will be complete. So the pavement is all in at Kingston Point for the new parking lot, which is 43 parking spots. It is far elevated from the rest of the land, as is the soccer field, to accommodate sea level rise and flooding. And it is also managing all the stormwater on the site with fire retention areas, and trees will be planted. So we are very, very excited about this. Now comes the crunch time of getting all the final touches ready so that people don't just start using it when it's not really ready yet. But we have been, it's come a long way, and I'm hoping very much so that we do hear about phase 2, which will be working on the wetland portion of it to complete the project. But for now, phase 1 construction, I can say with certainty will be done by the end of this month. So we're very, very excited. So take a look at that down at Kingston Point. I also want to just mention an update about where we are with the community preservation plan. So we applied to the state to fund a community preservation plan and are awaiting that determination on an award, which it's still early, so we wouldn't have gotten the notice at this point. But we have continued with advancing the conversation about it. And so Kevin and I and Sarah Bernard from the Kingston Land Trust and Emily Flynn from the city have met and have had discussions about the role of the Kingston Land Trust in this process. The community preservation plan is really, or Community Preservation Act, the fund itself, the plan as part of it are all really important to the city and to the government itself for advancing our goals, but also to the city for widespread land preservation. And so we're hopeful that this moves forward swiftly in the next year. But just want to give folks an update that we are having those important, pretty critical initial conversations with the land trust to really hone in on who the key stakeholders are going to be in this process moving forward, because there are limitations to what the city itself can do once it gets time to work on a campaign. And actually those limitations are that we can't do anything. So it's critical that we have key partners. And this will be the way that we really help to financially advance the goals in the open space plan. I will also then say, I said I had two, but actually I have three. That, oh no, Kevin's going to talk about that in zoning. So Kevin will speak to that in zoning. And I guess that's all the updates I have right now on the projects. A lot of the other things I'm working on are covered in other initiatives. So I'll chime in when it's appropriate. Unless anyone has any questions about any of this, any other projects at this point. Okay, so then we'll move on to Repair Cafe. Melissa, how did it go?
It went great. We had not too many people, but so we had about 20 people. They brought more than one item, so I haven't analyzed the data yet, but it looks like around 30 something items were repaired, which is a nice start. You know, we've been out a year and a half now. So I'm kind of glad it wasn't too overwhelming. I definitely prepared for it to be overwhelming with like a waiting area and stuff, but no one really had to wait because it was just in and out. We had live music, which was great. Radio Kingston donated equipment, which was nice. And I think we're gonna actually continue that live music situation. I actually ended up emailing the farmers market manager and got all of their past artists, and I reached out to them, and a lot of them are interested in donating their time. So we're gonna have music at future cafes, and hopefully a workshop or two, because I did speak to a knife sharpener who lives in Schenectady and was not available for this cafe, but he's interested in hosting like a knife sharpening workshop, just because he says, like, you know, everyone gets that knife sharpening piece with their knife set and they throw it in the back of their drawer and kind of don't know how to use it. So we're going to try to do our workshops. You know, we had our iPhone repair workshops in the past, so my goal is to get that back. I'm looking at November, early November for the next one, depending on numbers and everything. But the half outdoor, half indoor did work well. You know, it wasn't too crowded inside, and we really spaced things out well. I got N95 masks for the coaches. I got hand sanitizer. So definitely prepared. But yeah, that's that.
That's great. And other repair cafes are happening around the state also?
Yes. So the influx in everybody's starting to plan things now. Actually the Facebook group also reactivated. So they were having trouble getting some of John's passwords, and they actually got his laptop unlocked finally and got into some of his accounts. And they transferred over temporarily, like the Facebook maintenance, to the guy who's doing the Hudson Tool Shed exchange that I mentioned before. Tim, I forgot his last name, but he's actually running the Hudson Valley Facebook page, and there's like 3,000 people that like that page. So it's pretty good that, you know, I think he said in 1 week, like there was over 700 shares of repair cafes that are happening all around. So that's exciting. There was one on New Paltz on the 18th, right after hours on September 11th. And yeah, there's even just the New Jersey people are reaching out saying they're having cafes. And what was nice is one of the guys that came to ours, he flies to Florida during the winter. And he was like, he was a new coach, and he was like, I want to learn how you guys do it so I can then go to Florida and start one there. So pretty cool.
That's awesome. It's always the best compliment when people want to replicate your event.
Yes.
So congratulations. That's great. And so what, did you say when the next one was going to be?
It's not super confirmed, but it's probably Saturday, November 5th, I want to say.
Okay.
Also, I want to thank Cal because you suggested a great new coach and very helpful. And it's great to get the youth involved because I just feel like we do have a lot of older coaches. So yeah, it's nice to have younger people besides me.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else on Repair Cafe?
Not right now.
Any questions or anything from anyone else on that? Okay. Outreach and education. Melissa, anything on that?
I'm not sure if this goes under here, but so Manajo had connected with me from the Ulster County Fair, and she wants me to help her. Let me actually pull up the email. Dude, I have way too many tabs open. I definitely lost it. Hold on one second. It is about a solar mapping project. Hold on, let me open the invitation. So she is trying to help municipalities use the Scenic Hudson solar mapping tool to determine good areas for the development of solar, ideally with storage in their municipality. And so she's emailed out, I think 3 days ago. I'm not sure if anybody from the city of Kingston got this email, but I'm supposed to be helping her run some workshops with the tool because it uses GIS or some sort of mapping is involved. And so she wants me to help her kind of give a talk and work through the tool with municipalities. So not really community outreach, but more, I guess, municipality outreach and education is happening in that respect. But I'll let you know when I have more details. She kind of sent out an exploratory email, which I'll forward to you guys, just to see who wants to participate. I think she's looking for seven municipalities. There's like a registration form. And then, yeah, there's like 5 workshops she wants to do. So.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're involved in that. I saw that note come through. It definitely came to at least me in the city.
Okay.
I am exploring on our end whether or not we are interested in being one of those 7 communities. I am interested. I just have to see about getting approvals because it's evening.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
5 evenings.
Yes.
So.
Okay. They also had made a comment, or I'm not sure who made the comment, but it said that the tool worked better for less dense or city areas. I'm not sure why. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually have made that comment.
Oh.
So I don't know. That's another thing that I need to explore before I commit to doing it, is that I'm not sure of the applicability to an urban area like us, which is my
Yeah.
concern from the beginning. I think it's an unbelievably fantastic tool. I'm just not sure about the applicability to Kingston.
Yeah.
And if they're limiting it, I definitely don't want to take the space of a more rural area. So
Yeah.
something.
Well, yeah, it's more like a pilot program of like setting them up and using like, I don't know, them as an example to then broaden it out to other people. But yeah, I don't know if she set herself on a number, but yeah.
Okay. So just for everyone's clarification here, what we're discussing is the Scenic Hudson solar mapping tool. And they're going to be doing a working group to teach municipalities how to use it. So either way, it's publicly available. If you Google Scenic Hudson Solar Mapping Tool, it's actually a very, very cool tool. So still not, I don't know yet if Kingston's going to be involved. Oh, thanks, Devin, for putting the link.
Yeah,
in.
it's there and there are videos also, but from what I've heard, it's not as user friendly if you don't have a mapping background. But then Mana did say after she used it like 3 or 4 times, it kind of clicked. But some people get a little intimidated and then don't want to even try, I guess. So yeah.
Okay, well, keep us posted.
Okay, I will.
I also just want to note that
Sorry. I had my hand up, but
Oh, yeah, sorry, go ahead, got it.
that's okay. It's hard. I know it's hard when you're like trying to keep track of the chat and see people. I was just wondering if you don't get approval to, do the meetings like officially, but Melissa is somehow able to, Melissa, I know you're, getting roped into it by Mana. And those of us who know Mana, it's hard to say no. And Melissa, we haven't had a chance to talk in detail about this, but this, it might even be something that we could make like as part of your NYCP work as an added incentive. I just think this is such a fantastic initiative, and it would be great if Kingston could participate. And so I'm just wondering if, like, Julie, you're not able to do all of those meetings, but Melissa can do most of them and sort of represent Kingston. Could, like, you guys, huddle, and Melissa could get the information from you that she needs for the map. It sounds like she has the expertise anyway. So maybe something could be figured out so Kingston could participate, but it wouldn't have to be a burden for you or the city, and could also potentially be a benefit for Melissa. So maybe it could be like a win-win all the way around. I'm just wondering, because I think it would be really great if we participated, even though I understand that, like, there are limitations being a city and not a rural area, but that in some ways also makes it interesting, and as being kind of like a case study in a city trying to do this, and is very much in alignment with the climate action plan that we're moving forward with, which is all about, like, let's try to do as much solar as we can, and yada yada. So anyway, I don't want to put you on the spot, Julie or Melissa, but wanted to throw that out there just to marinate on.
Well, I mean, from my perspective, that seems like a fantastic solution, because I am concerned that there's going to be possibly pushback on one of us attending as a city staff so many night meetings. But if we could work it out so that what you're suggesting, Melissa or a climate smart community representative could go to those meetings on behalf of the city and then powwow with me.
Yeah, as long as you're able to provide the data that they're I haven't had any time to look over the tool and like go into detail about it, but so I'm not really sure what's required from, data wise, but if I reach out and you help me with what I need, then that sounds good to me.
Yes, so then let's do that.
Okay.
So do you want me to register, or do you want to register on Kingston's behalf?
I can register.
Great.
Yeah. Yay.
And just tell Mana that, like, if she gets this influx of other communities that want to do it, and like you're already involved, we could be a bonus community.
Okay.
Right.
We could be I can use us as an example to run the workshop, maybe.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Great. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so great. Then you can report back on that, and then touch base with me offline when you need something.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Okay, anything else on outreach? Oh, I was gonna just say, I got another Climate Smart banner. So now we have a Climate Smart banner. The same exact design as the first one, which means it's still fuzzy when you're looking at it, because the first one was fuzzy, this one's fuzzy too. At least now we have it. So if anyone has events or meetings or whatever, where you want the Climate Smart banner, it is in my office right over there. And that's where it will be, so we don't lose it again. So just giving you a heads up. All right, any updates on the Green Business Challenge or green jobs? Meta?
Julie, just
Others?
Julie, a suggestion, have a sign out sheet for that banner. You know, where's it going?
That's right. Accountability. It's all about accountability.
Right.
Track it. Put a GPS chip on it. Okay. Betta, anything on green jobs or Green Business Challenge?
Let's see. Well, the county has a very, active kind of green jobs coalition that's meeting, regularly. I don't think our next meeting is till like December. But if anybody's interested, in getting more connected to that, that would be great. In the meantime, I know that there's going to be this climate solutions week that like Melissa Everett and others are organizing October 17th to the 24th. And during that, we want to do some kind of event, whether it's like a panel or a video to show kind of the good work that's being done through this like Ulster Green Careers Pathways Coordination and Empower Kingston, which is the green jobs apprenticeship program that CLP launched. So it's a little bit TBD, but some things in the works for that week. And I'm hoping that we may be able to move forward on an event this spring, COVID permitting, that would be like a green kind of, people may remember the Climate Solution Summit from a few years ago. And rather than doing another one of those, I'm very interested in doing more of like a green job summit and focus on, young people and people changing careers and plugging into clean energy careers and other kind of green jobs, and having these like regionally across the state, but kicking it off here in Kingston, and where I think we have so many great people working on this and wonderful resources. So if anybody's interested, and Cal has been, helping to pull together kind of a presentation called Green the Grid and Electrify Everything, that I'm hoping we're going to start doing around Kingston and the area for young people to kind of get them excited about this transition, what the opportunities are, for careers, also what we can do, kind of as activists to support the transition, or as consumers. So if people are interested in, plugging into any of that, please let me know. But it's sort of in flux at this point, but I think has potential, to turn into something exciting. So we'll see. But I don't have anything too much more to say about the Green Business Challenge. I'm not sure. I know they were talking about like hiring someone, but I don't know what the latest with that is. Maybe somebody else has an update.
I think that they've been doing interviews, but I also feel like the job description may have changed a little bit, but I don't know a lot about the specifics. So,
Okay.
yeah, if you don't know more, then I don't really know much at all about it. I guess we'll just stay tuned. Okay, anyone else have anything on Green Business Challenge or green jobs updates? Okay, then let's move on to zoning with Kevin.
Unmuted, okay, yeah. On September 20th, that was Monday, Julie and I and a group of other people, mostly city staff, and also Emily Hauser from the CAC, were met with Dover Cole, and they brought with them several staff members, as well as staff members from LaBerge, who is their one of their consultants that'll be working on the project. That would include David Gilmore, who's worked on projects before in the city of Kingston. They outlined the various tasks that they were going to be doing. And initially, there'd be some initial analysis, which they're working on, I think, as we speak. Zoning and regulatory aspects, community character analysis, stakeholder interviews, which have been ongoing. I think immediately after the meeting we attended, they met with several of the common council members. And then yesterday afternoon, I think at 1 o'clock, they met with different community members. So that's an ongoing thing, and they're drawing up a list of stakeholders with Kevin Corte, which I think is supposed to be distributed. I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's supposed to be out there shortly. There's going to be a charrette in November, a multi-day event, and I think it'll be 6 days, November 4th, 5th, 6th, 4th and 5th at 6 p.m. rather, is the kickoff. That's a Thursday and a Friday, the 4th and the 5th. Then there'll be studio and stakeholder meetings from the 6th to the 9th, including going to the farmer's market, walking tours, and open studio sessions. I'm not sure what the open studio sessions entail, other than showing a draft of their work in progress up to that point. And I'm not sure where those are going to be held yet. We're waiting on some of that information, I think, still. Then the last day will be an actual very, very, very rough draft of their work in progress. And that may include a regulating plan. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's a plan that shows the design and just the basis for the form-based code is the regulating plan. The specific example I think I could provide would be Hudson Landing at the quarry water site. They had done a plan like this years ago for that project that was never built. Dave Gilmore and Nicole Allen from LaBerge will be working on the environmental impact aspects of it. And there was a lot of other discussions as people threw stuff out at sort of towards the end of the meeting. Sue and Kyla discussed a lot of the planning projects that are before them at the moment. Emily Flynn discussed the bike and pedestrian master plan, as well as Grow Well Kingston and Age Well Kingston. Urban agriculture was discussed in that regard. Julie brought up a lot of stuff that we're working on here, including EVs charging stations, the Climate Action Plan 2.0, which will EV readiness and photovoltaic on new multifamily housing and single family housing. The community preservation plan, which was covered at this meeting already, the natural resource inventory and the open space plan, which will inform the community preservation plan, the organics plan, and let me see, what else did we have there? I think we discussed parts of the Green Line, and eventually we got to Parks and Rec, and then affordable housing. And that was a lot of that discussion occurred yesterday at the meeting with some of the community leaders. So this is a whole lot of stuff. And there's, as you can see, there's a lot of things working sort of simultaneously. The community preservation plan, the climate action plan, the zoning, the bike and pedestrian master plan. And I'm sure there's something I'm missing there, but the American Rescue Act plan with it for infrastructure. So yikes, that's a lot of stuff. So the first week of November, that's when the charrettes will be held. That's probably the most important takeaway.
And they're going to be setting up a page on Engage Kingston where this will
Right.
be found.
Yeah,
That's
I
not-
knew there was something I missed.
That's okay, you did really good, actually. Okay, any questions for Kevin on zoning? Or anyone else have any further additions? Okay, thanks, Kevin. We'll move on to renewable energy, CCA, and Solarize. Why don't we start with Solarize? Ellie, do you have an update?
Yeah, last time I heard from the county, we had 39 subscribers, which is, I think, what'd you say, 4 times what we got last time, Julie, which is really great. The county is keeping their program open with the deadline rolling, so we might have more people from Kingston sign on. But we did already submit for our NYSERDA money, so the active part of Kingston's campaign is over. But we got a lot of people, which is great.
Yeah, 4 times the first Solarize campaign. So that's really, really awesome.
Can I suggest that we post something on Facebook, so that we can share this so that more people can, with a link to go to?
Yes.
Okay,
So,
yeah, we did. And I think I didn't know at the time if it was officially wrapping up or if it was being extended. But yeah, I can post again about it for sure.
Great, thank you. Okay, anything else on Solarize? Okay, I will give an update on CCA. So I just got a text that said that there were no speakers for or against CCA at tonight's local law public hearing. And so officially, as of 5:05 p.m., we now have a local law that enables CCA in this city. And so we are very, very excited about that. And so the next step, which is happening already as we speak, is that we are developing a request for proposals for an administrator. Our corporation counsel has advised us that we will be going this route. And so I have an RFP administrator review committee that is composed of a number of folks that are not affiliated with an administrator and have been working on CCA for a long time. And so we are developing the request for proposals right now. And that will go out through our purchasing department. And I presume that's going to happen in the beginning of October. And then that will be out for about a month where any potential administrators will be able to apply, and we will review those and then award, select an administrator. And from there, the administrator will do the lion's share of the work, which is putting out doing the implementation plan, getting approvals through the Public Service Commission, putting together the educational campaign for several months, putting out a request for proposals to purchase renewable energy through a renewable energy supplier, gathering all the information from Central Hudson on everyone's accounts, going through the opt-out process with the community for people giving an opportunity to opt out if they don't want to be participating in CCA, and then advancing the program itself. And that will all happen moving forward into 2022. So this step that was just approved, that just finalized as of 5:05 tonight, enables us to do all of this. And so we are very, very excited about that. It was very smooth. And so I appreciate that process. And Allie, you did an incredible amount of work to help this out. So thank you. And we look forward to moving this forward. So that's where,
Yay.
yes, very good. So that's where we are with CCA. Anyone else have any other renewable energy things to report on? Or questions?
Well, I guess just if anyone's interested, next Thursday, we're going to be doing this presentation, Green the Grid and Electrify Everything. And it'll be great to get people's feedback. If folks see it and realize, oh, I have a great, community group or youth group that would benefit from this. That's kind of why we're doing it, is to bring information about the clean energy transition to more people. So I don't know, everybody should be on New Yorkers for Clean Power mailing list, but if you're not, I will put it in a link to register in the chat. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Okay, very good, thank you. Anything else on that topic? Okay, clean energy communities, Ellie, you want to give us an update on that?
We issued an RFP, we issued an RFP for the solar array that we're going to fund with the award money from the CEC leadership round. The bid closed on August something. The lowest qualified bidder was Suncommon, who quoted 86,000 and change for the 110% array on this roof, which is going to be, I think, 61 kilowatt, 110 panel, or 105 panels, 61 kilowatt. And so we went to Julie went to the finance committee to request that extra 36,000 and change, because we were awarded 50 grand from NYSERDA. And I believe that is going to be on the Common Council's agenda on October 7th. Is that right? 5th. So as long as the Common Council is okay with it, on October 6th, we're going to submit the application workbooks to NYSERDA for their approval for our project, and we will have funding to put this huge solar array on the roof of this building, which is really exciting.
And I spoke with my representative from Suncommon and got confirmation that they are able to do that in the winter. So we will be doing that as soon as we can get into contract with NYSERDA for the funding, and then get into contract with Suncommon for moving that project forward. So that is going to be very exciting, because it will be the first roof, well, I guess technically the first rooftop system that we have on a municipal building, and certainly the largest solar array that we have on a municipal property. So, and it will be, as Ellie said, covering 110% of the energy use. When she says this building, she and I are in the Andy Murphy Neighborhood Center right now. And so it will be very high profile. Everyone on Broadway will be able to see it, and it will be covering the electricity use of one of our biggest demanded buildings of our municipal buildings. So we're excited about that. And Ellie, do you want to tell folks about the leaderboard?
Oh yeah, we made it on the leaderboard. So NYSERDA for the CEC leadership round has this statewide leaderboard and this regional leaderboard, where it's the top 3 municipalities in the state are listed as the leaders in the state or the region. And we submitted for our clean fleets points, which put us at 5,200 points in total, which made us the 2nd highest municipality in the state and the highest city in the state. So the city of Kingston's name looks real nice on the NYSERDA website. It's right there, right in your face. Very exciting.
It's very exciting for Ellie and I.
That's great. Woohoo!
And once we actually get Public Service Commission approval for the CCA, we will submit for that as well through the Clean Energy Communities Program, which will put us at the #1
Yes.
municipality in the state,
Yes.
which is crazy.
Wow.
So right now we are the highest city, but once we complete CCA, which is happening, we will be the #1 municipality in the whole state in the clean energy community world.
Yeah, I'll link the scorecard. I check it like every day. Our name looks so good up there.
Okay, awesome. So keep your eyes out for all that. Ellie's been doing an incredible amount of work on this. Thank you, Ellie. And hopefully by this spring, or at least summer of next year, we will have a fantastic solar system on the rooftop of the Andy Murphy Center. I will note that we did evaluate putting storage as part of this project, which we really, really wanted to do for multiple reasons, including the fact that this building, the Andy Murphy Neighborhood Center, is the designated emergency shelter for the city. It's the Red Cross shelter, and we don't have a generator here. And having storage would be helpful. But for a number of reasons, including funding, but not limited to funding, we are not going to be including storage as part of this project. But that doesn't mean that it's the end all, it just means that this particular pot of funding is not going to be doing Either way, we look forward to working with Uncommon. I'm very excited that a local firm was the lowest bidder. And so we're very excited to be working with them and using a local firm as the first firm to install solar on city property.
And the location is on the Hoffman Street side?
Yes, which is the southwest side,
Southeast, it gets so much
Yeah,
sun.
yeah, yeah.
southeast side, right?
Yeah.
Southeast side of the pitched roof on Andy Murphy Center.
Right.
Okay.
Does roof work have to be done?
No, thank
Really?
goodness it does not. Yeah, no roof work. There are multiple roofs on this building, and Ellie and I can attest to the roof that is over our heads is terrible. Hopefully gonna get work on it. However, that is a flat roof that is totally separate and not involved. The pitched roof is in great condition and is going to be getting in solar panels. So when you're coming from downtown towards uptown, you will see the panels on the top of the building. Okay, anything else on clean energy communities? I will also note that we've been working very closely with the Hudson Valley Regional Council on this, particularly Carla Castillo is our representative. And Ellie and I were asked to be part of a webinar in a different sort of format. Hudson Valley Regional Council, which is the Clean Energy Communities Coordinator for the region, is doing webinars to help promote the different clean energy communities high impact actions. And one of those is stretch code, which we adopted. And so Carla asked Ellie and I to be part of a panel, which really ended up being a video that Carla did of Ellie and I speaking to the process and our challenges and how it went. So you'll see that coming out from Hudson Valley Regional Council. People can check that out. You will see a cameo of Ellie and I in that webinar. All right, so I see a note from Cal. It is a great roof for solar. I totally agree. So we are excited that that this is going to be a high profile project, and we are very excited that the bulk of it is coming from a no match needed gift from NYSERDA because of all the hard work that we've done. It's great that success begets more success. All right, so moving on, unless anyone else has anything on clean energy communities. Solid waste management, I will just note that the organics plan is still underway, and we have a goal of finishing it by the end of this year. Ellie and I meet twice a week with the Hudson Valley Regional Council with Carla to advance this plan. A lot of work is going into it. I do want to assure everyone it is taking a long time, but it is going to be extremely comprehensive and complete. So we're hoping to have that completed by the end of 2021. All right, any other old business? Don't have any new business on the agenda, so we'll move on to announcements, communications, events, and updates. One thing I do want to note, and I think I might have sent it around to everyone, but I'm going to just say it again now at the meeting and also put it in the chat, is that the city did receive funding for a planting project, street tree planting project, and we are still looking for residents or businesses or anyone that has that has private property that would be interested in planting a street tree on their property. We would be providing the tree and the planting, and you would need to let us know that you're interested. So what I put in the chat was a link to the application. Basically, they're asking for your address. Is there a planting strip between the sidewalk and the curb? Can the tree be planted in the front yard within 10 feet of the property, which is the stipulation for a street tree? Trees that are within 10 feet of the front of the property are considered street trees. And then they ask about overhead wires and a couple other questions. They're ultimately going to be putting in about 50, and right now they don't have 50 applications. So I really, really encourage folks to submit for a location if you have a location where you think we could use a street tree. Particularly, we're looking to focus in wards 4, 5, and 6. Because the tree inventory identified those 3 wards as the locations where there are the most need of street trees and the biggest void of street trees. So 4, 5, and 6 are basically Midtown, and then some of the Midtown, a little bit south of Broadway, well, south of Broadway, Midtown, north of Broadway, and then a little bit up into the Roosevelt Park area. So whether you're in 4, 5, or 6, that would be fantastic. But if you're anywhere in the city and are interested in having a street tree planted, you can fill out this application. They want these applications pretty soon, I think by the end of the month. So I encourage that. And if I could ask Melissa, if you could possibly post this on the Facebook page, because we really want to get the word out.
Okay, I wrote it down already while you were talking.
Excellent. Not only is this fantastic, but also we have the open space plan goal of planting 1,000 trees by 2030. And we got to get there somehow. So we got to get these trees in. That's the announcement that I have. Anyone else have other announcements, communications, events, or updates?
Can I just ask a question about the street tree thing?
Yes.
If you have just like pavement, is part of the deal that they'll dig into the pavement or excavate the pavement, like, or no? It's more if you have dirt. I'm just trying to understand.
I can't, I don't know the answer to that question. The planning department, Sue Cahill and Kyla Haber are managing this project. So I'm really just promoting. That is a good question for them. So you should reach out to the planning department if you have questions about that. And their phone number is on that application on the bottom.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Um,
Any other questions?
No, I just had an announcement.
Okay, great.
I don't know who got this email, but I got an email from Emily Hauser that the CAC is looking for more members. So I'm gonna post a Facebook posting, but also if you guys could share around if you know anybody wanting to join a commission. They're a little under staffed as far as I know of. And the email, I can forward it to the commission, but she has a whole learn about the projects and issues that they're involved in link, and the application link, and the link to the agenda. So I'll send that around and also make a Facebook post.
Great, thank you. And I will just make a note for clarification, the difference between Conservation Advisory Council and the Climate Smart Kingston Commission. These are both municipally appointed or mayorally appointed voluntary boards, 2-year terms. The Conservation Advisory Council is established by New York State General Municipal Law, so any municipality can have one. We've had one since 2009. And the difference is that Climate Smart Kingston Commission works on enacting the climate action plan and works on mitigation and adaptation measures. It's more programmatic, while the Conservation Advisory Council is policy. So we work on environmental policy, we work on development reviews. So when a proposal for a development comes before the planning board, we look at those developments through an environmental lens, and we provide commentary on those. We review regional plans that have to do with that impact the city of Kingston. We advise on those, and we move forward environmental legislation. So it's a little bit different than the Climate Smart Kingston Commission. It's permitted to have between 3 and 9 council members, and right now there are only 4. So there are still multiple spaces available and vacancies for council members on the CAC. And if you are interested, as Melissa said, she's got an application, but you can also go to the city's website, kingston-ny.gov, and if you click on boards and commissions, the application is there. It is an online application. You can submit it in just a few minutes. And the chair is Emily Hauser. Okay, thanks, Melissa, on that. Any other announcements, communications, or events or updates? Generally? If not, is there anything from public safety, general government? Kevin, do you not have an update on that?
No, I don't, other than their meeting started 3 minutes ago.
Do you need to be there?
Well, I think they put Serena at the end of the meeting and put me past Serena, so I have no idea when they're gonna get to either one of us, and Serena's not here, so I suppose I could log on after this and try to catch them.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah. that would be
Um,
great. And if she's not there, can you please report on?
yeah, I can represent both the boards. But I'm thinking going forward at some point, I probably can't do that because they seem to start before we finish. And it's like, yikes, it's like you're kind of, yeah, I'm clicking one Zoom and clicking the next one, and it's like you're out of breath, and you know, the notes, you got to find them, and
Right.
you know,
Okay, so,
it's a capacity issue, I think, and a scheduling issue, both. I
And so
think
you're-
Serena may be having the same issue, you know, with them.
Okay. So in terms of your representation for the CAC, we can find another.
Yeah, if we have some new members, that would be, that'll be something for somebody to do. Yeah.
Okay, we can bring that up there, and I will follow.
Yeah, in the
I'll find-
meantime, I'll try to log on tonight. And what I did, I think the last go around with this, because Serena was unable to attend, I took a synopsis of the minutes and sent it to them, but I don't know if anybody read it. I had absolutely no feedback from anyone. I did that for both the boards.
Okay,
so.
all right, well, I will check in with Serena and see what's going on there, and then if you hop on that meeting tonight.
Yeah, I have the link open already, yeah, so we'll try to switch from here to there as soon as we finish
Great.
it.
Thank you. Any update from the Ulster County Climate Smart Committee, Betta or Cal?
One second, but
Yeah.
I don't believe you were there.
I was not. Mm-mm.
Actually, come back to me. I'll take a look.
Okay, determining social media postings. We talked about the tree planting, the Solarize notes. Is there anything else that we want to post on social media right now?
I'm gonna post about the Green the Grid event and hold on. I just have one other. Where the heck did that post-it go? Oh, and the street tree.
Right.
And the CAC and the Green the Grid and the Solarize being extended.
Right, okay.
4 things.
Okay, awesome. Good.
Okay, we got street trees, Green the Grid, CAC membership, and the fourth one is
Solarize
Solarize.
campaign
Solarize,
being extended.
okay,
Mhm. Anything else anybody wants me to post?
got it.
Now that the law passed, should we post something about CCA?
I don't have Engage Kingston up yet with the CCA page, so I'm hesitant right this second to be putting out a big blast about it, although obviously it could be in the newspaper, but I want there to be all of our information on the webpage before I really do a blast about it, so I'd wait on CCA.
Okay.
Okay. Cal, are we back to you?
I needed to find my paper document. Because I took notes. The county's back to meeting in person, or was. I don't know if they will continue to be meeting in person. There's, actually, this is for Kingston. I'm not 100% sure when Drive Electric Week is, but there is going to be, or just was, maybe a Drive Electric Week event at the farmer's market. The Hudson Valley Regional Council is available to help folks doing climate smart communities work. Let's see. Okay, we already talked about the solar mapping project. They're calling it the regional. No, hold on. Sorry. The Memorial Reuse Center, the John Wackman Memorial Reuse Center, is under development. Manajo is spearheading that, I believe. And so planning is underway for what exactly will go into that, but it's coming along.
How is that being funded?
I don't actually know. I'm not sure. I mean, it's going to be a resource to the county, so I wonder if I actually. That's a good
Cal, what is it? What is it?
I don't have a lot of clarity around what is exactly involved, but it's They're calling it a reuse center. I don't have a lot of details. Nana Joe is spearheading it. I can ask her more for more details after the meeting on Monday. But I don't have that in front of me. I think that is the extent of what I had for this group. Oh, Michael Helm from Warwick is building a refrigerant management resource website that anyone in the area or maybe the state, I'm not sure, will be able to refer to. So that resource is coming along. It may be useful for us. And just that, yeah, we are the next county or the next municipality to be deciding about community choice aggregation. That came up. So those are the notes that I have that haven't already been covered elsewhere in the meeting.
Okay, great. All right, any other announcements, communications, events, or updates?
I do have one announcement related to the work I've been doing with the Hudson River Maritime Museum in Kingston. And that is that the indoor portion of the climate change exhibit, I believe, is opening in October. So that's something cool to look forward to. If there is an opening event or like a more official opening, I will share that information with the group, but I'm excited that that is reaching completion. So.
And does that mean that your gig there is up?
There is some outdoor signage to design and install and an audio tour, and they're having me help with drafting those. I believe they are retaining me until the end of the year. So.
Great. I look forward to seeing all your work.
Yeah, it's been a real group effort. There's some very long time volunteers who really carried the project, and I came in and sort of helped. So
That's awesome. Congratulations. Any other announcements, events, or updates or communications? Before we close, I do want to make a decision, if we can, about the remaining meetings for the rest of the year. So if folks have their calendars, if you wouldn't mind just pulling them up. Right now, our next meeting is October 27th, which is this typical fourth Wednesday of the month. I don't foresee any conflict there, but as there always is a conflict every year, the fourth Wednesday in November is the day before Thanksgiving, and the fourth Wednesday in December, in this case, it's the 22nd. So let's talk about November 1st. November 24th, it's the day before Thanksgiving. I know that I will be away. That doesn't mean that we have to stop having the meeting, and it will be remote likely, so I can be remote and have the meeting. But if we aren't going to have quorum, then we should change it.
I have a question. Can we meet the week before? That would be the 17th of November, or is there a reason that we wouldn't be able to just meet a week early?
It's just a matter of getting quorum.
Okay, I would be able to meet the 17th instead of the 25th.
Ditto.
I can do that, but I'll have to leave around 6-ish. I think I have the Kingston Land Trust board meeting. That's okay. And that would mean I won't be a public safety either if they're doing that same night.
So do I, what would,
That would, no, it's fine. It's just I might have to leave at 6, and maybe, you know, it won't be a long meeting anyway, because you're getting into the holiday season.
okay, others?
I'll be
Jess?
able to do the 17th, you said, of November?
So Jess is a yes, Melissa's a yes, Karen,
Yes.
Ellie?
I have something at 7 o'clock that day, but as long as we end before 7 o'clock, it's fine.
We'll end before 7. Okay, so that is enough
And
people to
before
say
it's
that,
6.
that's enough people to say that that's gonna happen. So I will move that meeting from November 24th to November 17th at 5 p.m. and it will be Zoom. All right, so let's look at December. December, it would be the 22nd. The 23rd is considered a holiday. The 24th is considered a holiday. Does anyone have issues? Would I have quorum if I have it on the 22nd?
I
Do we
don't
know?
far out whether I would be able to make it.
Yeah, I don't actually know at this point either.
Yeah, me
Well,
neither.
the problem with the 22nd, you said the 22nd, the Monday?
No, Wednesday.
Oh, sorry, we're talking about December.
I'm
Do
also
we-
okay waiting until October to decide on this one, because I know some
Yeah.
of us haven't really decided what we're doing
Why
that
don't we-
yet.
Yeah, why don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do that?
Yeah,
Let's do that. Okay, so right now we're going to table the decision on the December meeting and I'll move the November meeting. Okay, as of now, the next meeting is October 27th, and unless I tell you otherwise, it's going to be Zoom. Right here, same place. Is there any other business? Hey,
Can you say hi? He's distressed.
okay, so if there's no other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Aaron, can I get a second?
Again,
Cal, sorry, so Cal's hands. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this meeting is adjourned. It is 6:15 PM. Enjoy your evenings, everyone. I'm gonna stop recording.
Thank you.
everyone.